Rinpoche, few words on the people tagging His Holiness Dalai Lama in the wrong way, please. I think my answer regarding the video that everybody is sharing and those who are criticizing, I feel pity for these people who criticize His Holiness Dalai Lama, because His Holiness Dalai Lama worked and dedicated his whole life, not just the Tibetan and Himalayan people, but the people around the world. And his teachings, his method is not something that only the religious people can understand, but also the rest of the world people can understand. So his contribution towards the humanity is immense, and how people criticize His Holiness Dalai Lama and how disrespectful they were, and some of them still are. It's very sad for these people that they're just following a trend, and that's just very upsetting. They just try to defame and then try to bring down, the very enlightened being. The whole world can try all their best to bring the enlightenment down, the enlightenment being, The whole world can try, but they will never succeed. Because remember, Buddha Shakyamuni, before he became enlightened, the night before, there was many demons, there was many attractions, illusions, but nothing could disturb the Buddha's mind. So even we try all our best to upset His Holiness Dalai Lama, the enlightened one, nobody will succeed on upsetting him, because he's beyond the human emotional duality. But in a relative level, I think the most important is that the world is going, the fashion or the spiritual or everything is based on the trend nowadays. And then that's something that we need to watch out in the long run. But at the same time, our devotion and our commitment and our support to His Holiness Dalai Lama has to be more determined than ever before. Whether you are from Himalaya region, whether you are from any part of this world, His Holiness Dalai Lama have modernized Buddhism so that everybody can practice in this 21st century. Without His Holiness Dalai Lama's Dharma activity, most of the teachings would be very, very conservative and very much square-minded. But His Holiness' method, approach, teachings is based on a scientific finding, not a blind faith, including the people around him. They are not a blind faith, they are based on the logic and the reason, and that is the principle of His Holiness Dalai Lama's. So that should be the principle all of us as a practitioner, as a follower, as a student. So we have to be determined and dedicated and fully support to His Holiness Dalai Lama, not just this time, but throughout the time. I think that is very important. And my devotion and my support to him is always there. Nothing can change that, nothing can shake that. the problem is that nowadays, you see, everything is a trend. Clothes is a trend, internet, way of doing things is a trend, everything is trend. Business is a trend, criticism on somebody is a trend. It's not necessarily a logic or reason anymore nowadays. So I'm not asking you to be a blind faith. His Holiness Dalai Lama, the great 14, he is never asking anybody to have a blind faith to him. He always tells us to be a reason and logic. And His Holiness Dalai Lama have dedicated his whole life to bring the teachings of the Buddha in this modern world. And without His Holiness Dalai Lama, so all the teachings would be very much conservative and very much square-minded. But he modernized everything, not by force, but rather by through his wisdom. And of course, blaming somebody without analyzing the fact, no logic, is very easy, isn't it? Anybody can do that. It makes this, pathetic people, it makes them feel better. But it doesn't give them any sort of spiritual growth anyway, when they have this kind of a harsh judgment. We have to make a prayer for the longevities, for His Holiness Dalai Lama, and the Dharma activity, and the well-being of this world, and also our spiritual path. And that is very important. You see, all this few individual who, you are trying to incite some sort of a, you're trying to get some sort of a disappointing answer from me, but you can ask me so many times, so many questions. I would never answer something disrespectful to His Holiness Dalai Lama under any circumstance. It's very simple. My loyalty and my devotion is there, and not just myself, millions of people around the world, not just Mahayana Buddhism, not just Vajrayana Buddhism, not just Theravada Buddhism, all the Buddhist branches, they all respect His Holiness Dalai Lama, old and young, both. So even you try, some of you on Instagram also, there were some people who were asking some very strange questions just so that they could use my answer to portray in the wrong way. And there will be never a wrong answer from my side. I have seen a lot in this world. It was an intense journey. I've seen a lot, witnessed a lot. I know what is wrong, I know what is right. I can sense it. I'm a human being. And His Holiness Dalai Lama never opposed and never forced people to have a blind faith towards him. He tells people to criticize religious figures. He doesn't tell them to have a blind faith. He doesn't tell them to have a pure devotion, never have any negative doubt. He always reminds people to observe this spiritual figure, but keep your heart open. So that has been always the principle of His Holiness Dalai Lama. So people may try their best, some people may try their best to portray His Holiness Dalai Lama in such a way, but they will never succeed. Very simple. And all of you have to continue all our online participants, all of you have to spread positive response. Show that we are the follower of His Holiness Dalai Lama. We do not need to apologize. We do not need to apologize. What we need to do is we need to spread more positivity when these people are so ignorant and so pathetic in this very moment. We don't have to be extremely compassionate, but we have to spread the positivity. We have to show that we are the loyal, honest and sincere Buddhist follower and the follower of His Holiness Dalai Lama. Now is the time to show our quality in our words and also in our action. That is very important. When you are tested, then you will reveal whether you are a practitioner or not. When you are not tested, everybody can pretend to be a practitioner. So that's that. Hilary, thank you for your strong and positive response regarding His Holiness Dalai Lama. I was feeling sad about the whole situation, about the video. Your words makes me feel better. It's not about that me trying to make you feel better. It's about us as a Buddhist practitioner focusing on the logic and the reason, and also showing our support for the authentic and the enlightened master, and that is our His Holiness Dalai Lama. And he doesn't force us to have any sort of a blind faith, and he's always been very kind and always playful. So it's not something disrespectful or something bad at all. And sending all of you many dashdele, and please offer our unconditional support to His Holiness Dalai Lama, not just this time, but throughout the time. And make a prayer for his longevity and the harmony in this world, and all the people who criticize our His Holiness Dalai Lama, show them that you are his follower, not by being self-righteous, but rather show your inner quality to inspire, encourage, and change their heart, change their opinion. Is far better than you being right. You being right and being self-righteous doesn't always help. Right now, in this very moment, all the people who criticize His Holiness Dalai Lama, they have accumulated some form of negativity in their life. What we can do is not by approaching them the way they approach His Holiness Dalai Lama. Don't be self-righteous, but be sincere, be genuine, show that you are a Buddhist practitioner, show the quality, show the sincerity, show the logic and the reason and your wisdom as you are the follower of Kundu. So please do that. That is my request. And please spread the positivity as much as you can. That is far more important. And the longevity for our Kundu. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful evening. And many touch. Take care.